Good morning and welcome to Working Horses with Jim on this chilly morning. Here's Jim working Bill on the stone boat.
See you tomorrow. Oh. Hi everybody. Well, today we got some rain coming in. What's up? So because of that, I want to do some exercising with horses. I think it's about 10 o'clock according to the phone. We got rain coming in, and we got a lot of rain coming in for the next few days. So I have a lot of horses I want to exercise, and some people probably wonder, why in the world do I do all this stuff with these horses? When I'm exercising horses, I'm not accomplishing enough of them. I wonder that sometimes myself. I don't really like to just exercise horses. Oh, I would much prefer accomplishing something in the process, and more often than not I do, but there are so many times where, because of the weather, I can't really be accomplishing things that I'd like to be accomplishing. So the purpose of this exercise is just to keep them in shape. When the time comes to do the work that needs to be done, I need horses that are ready to go. I am not one to go out in the field and drive a horse around the field and then stand there and wait for them to rest. When I go to work, to the fields, when I go to the woods, whatever, I need to get a lot of stuff done, and I need to get it done in a short period of time at times. So I'm just not one to just let them stand and rest. So because of that, they have to be in pretty darn good shape to do the work that I need to have them do. So it is what's the date today, Brenda? 4th, 5th, 6th, something like that.
6th, I think.
This is a Wednesday. Next week, according to the forecast, we got 2 days of really rainy weather, and then we get some beautiful weather coming up. There's a chance, if conditions are just right, I can get out into my field, get it all fitted, and get it planted to oats and grass seed. It's important for oats especially. I may or may not have it harvested for oats. I may just bale it up, but it's so important for oats to get it in early in the spring. And so if I can get that done next week in that nice stretch of weather, that would be super great. But the only way that's going to happen is if I have horses that are in shape and ready to go. So that's what we're working on. Now, today, with rain coming in, we have very little time. So my plan is I've already taken Bill out on the stone boat because he's got a lot of extra energy. I'm going to now hitch these two up, Ken and Baron, on my sled and go around a couple times in the field. And then I'm going to come back and if it hasn't started raining by then, hitch Lady with Bill and go a couple times around the field also. We want to keep all these guys in shape. And now Lady, we know, is going to have a foal in next month now, and so she's going to be very limited as to what she can do for work, but we still want to keep her in shape because she may just do because of foaling. We need to have her in shape even because of foaling. It'll make foaling go so much better if she is in shape. Just to go outside and just stand all day long, she loses her muscle mass so fast, and we don't want that. We want to keep her in somewhat shape. Even next week, if things go as I hope, she'll still even do some field work. Now when I say field work, it might be 1 hour at the most of walking around in the field, but that's still great for her. But before I start all that, we have another little contest that we want to do. We're going to put Lady back on the scales. I want you to be able to get a good look at her and see how she's coming along. Let's look at her size of her, and we'll weigh her up again, and we want to have another contest of how much Lady weighs.
People have been asking about Duke and Earl. They have been just hanging out in the barnyard or, out in pasture. Jim hopes to get them working again soon. He's just been working intensively on Baron. So they're doing great. They need some more brushing and attention, but I do brush them occasionally, but not as often as I'd like to. But anyways, they are just hanging out, and pretty soon they're going to be getting to work too. Bye guys, have a good day.
Okay, so here we are at the chart that we have that we've been doing the weights. So today is do you have a pen? So today is April 5th. So it's approximately a month after the last time we did this. So what we're hoping to do, last time we did this contest, we only had one winner. And I want to give away a bunch more stuff. So I am hoping to have a lot more winners. So if we look back here, a month ago, lady weighed 1853. Now I don't want weights guesses of 2,000 pounds. She's not going to weigh 2,000 pounds. I don't want weight guesses of 1,500. She's not going to weigh 1,500. She's going to weigh pretty darn close. This is 1853. So I want to have some correct guesses this time, guys. It's going to be in the 1853 mark. It might be a little heavier, might not be. It's only been 1 month. I'm sure that foal has grown quite a bit, so it's probably heavier. So we can assume it's going to be a little bit heavier than this. How much, I personally don't know myself. So we're going to bring Lady out and we're going to weigh her up, and you guys guess. So the rules are, and it's just simple, the first 5 people that get the correct weight will win one of these hats. Your choice of color is
Tan and brown, pink and white, gray and black.
so. Good luck. We're gonna put Lady on and get the weights, and we won't tell you that until the next video. And then I have got to hitch up Baron and Ken and get to exercise them before the rains come. So I set the scales at 1,800. Oh. So Brenda's going to do something, and quietly, so she won't give any hints away.
Okay.
Got it right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. Careful, 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 careful. Oh, so we have the weights for Lady. Now, I don't know if you saw Brenda's face, but I'm going to give you one little hint. We were a little surprised. She's not as heavy as we thought she would be. Let's put it that way. Now, I'm giving you these hints because we want to have some winners. So you guys guess, what do you think? Got to put my lines away. Hoop, hoop. 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 No. Hoop. 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 I cuffs up. Cuffs up. So as you can see, Ken is walking good, and we have decided to put Baron back with him we actually did yesterday, exercised him yesterday with Baron. Gee. And oh, now there's a couple reasons why we're doing this. Come here. Come here. Whoops, look at this. I took his halter off, I didn't even realize it. Just such a habit.
Oh.
Such a habit to pull the halter off, I didn't even think about it. And he didn't even think about it either. So anyways, but that's fine. This is his first time without his halter on underneath the bridle. So, but anyways, oh, let me just get hitched up and then I'll talk about what I'm thinking. Well, come here. Hoop. 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 Hey, back, Baron. What happened here? Baron, get in here. You know about it. Baron, get in here. Get in here. Hey. Hey. I step ha, 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 just up. Yeah. So I sent Brenda back in the house. She's got work to do in there anyways, but it's just the temperature is not that terribly cold, but with a cold northwest wind, with the storm coming in, so damp, cold, and it's not very pleasant out here. And out in this open field, it's really cold. So anyways, I'm just heading out with Bill and Ken, and they're doing great. They actually did great yesterday. It's amazing the difference with Ken and Baron. Baron just tends to settle down a little bit more than he does with Bill, because Bill is kind of rambunctious. And in the woods they're doing great, but out in the field on this sled they don't really work quite that great together. They just want to run. And with Ken, Baron is more willing to walk, although right at the moment he's not settling down that much. As you can see, he's kind of right up there. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about is the importance of swapping sides with the horses. Now, if you recall, as I started training Baron, I worked him with Ken, and they worked on this, each of them worked on the side that they're on right now. And that was great. But it went for quite a long time, and I knew at some point I needed to swap sides. And because Ken went lame, it forced me to use Baron with Bill. And I wanted to keep Bill on his normal side, so I swapped sides with Baron. So Baron is on the left. And so he's worked with Bill for several weeks now, and it's time to put him back on the right again. So I could just swap sides with Bill and Baron, and that would have been fine. But under the circumstances, Ken needs a little work, so I put him with Ken and swap sides, and it's working good. As you can see though, he is ahead of Ken. Now this is first thing in the morning, it's a cold morning. After he goes around once or twice, he'll settle down through a slower walk, I'm sure. But also, I don't know if you can see from here, but I actually made the mistake of not readjusting the evener. The evener was set such that Bill, who would have been on the right hand side if he was working today, has the hard end of the evener, about 1.5 inches the hard end. Well, I never changed it, so right at the moment Baron actually has the hard end of the evener, and so he's got a heavier pull than Ken does, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's a little bit more aggressive, because it's a hard pull for him, because he's got a harder end of the evener. When I get back after this first load, I might change it. We'll see. Anyways, they are doing good and walking nicely, although they're not walking straight like I'd like them to be, but that's something I'll just have to deal with, and that will come with time. Oh, as you see, looking across my plowed ground, it looks like it's dry enough to start working, and I think it is. I could be out there working, but we have 1.5 inches or maybe 2 inches of rain coming tonight and tomorrow. So that's going to change drastically, but then we have some beautiful weather after that, so I'm hoping that maybe we can get to work in the fields very, very soon. Come stop. Okay, so we made it around the first time, but I have decided to change my the evener. So it means taking this clevis out and sliding it to this hole, and that would make it even so that both horses are pulling the same amount. We've talked about my D-ring harnesses quite a bit over time, and here's a good kind of example of what's going on. This tongue is not heavy, so it doesn't put a lot of weight onto their necks. So I really don't care if all the weight of the tongue is on the necks, because it's just not that much. And it's not. A lot of it is still transferred to this back pad, like I've told in many of the videos. But generally speaking, the only way that works properly is if this is really, really tight. And it is not. There's still some weight up here, and then still some over here. But because the tongue is actually a little bit short, so I'm back to my last link, so I can't get it any tighter. If I had a little bit longer tongue, I would tighten this up all the more. But it doesn't matter. For this situation, it works fine. So now I just need to adjust that, but I don't want to get my leg in there, so I'm going to release one of the tugs like this, so it's even, actually both of them, okay. And just then take the clevis and slide it over. And we'll see if that makes a difference. A noticeable difference on how he pulls. You know, as we got around towards the end of the field, he was walking a lot slower, and he's walking right with Ken pretty well. And but still, a lot of horses, if they have a heavier load than the other horse, tends to kind of be a little bit more aggressive. So let's go out and see how that goes.
By the way, look how beautiful he's standing right here. No chomping, no moving, just standing.
It's amazing what work does. Let's see how he starts off. See all this? That's when he tends to go, when you drop that lead rope. And but he's most definitely getting better. He's a little bit, you know, the worst is when I'm ready to completely unhitch him. But he doesn't always stand perfect, but I go back there and I can make him stand easy enough, and I don't let him go until I'm ready to go. So anyways, let's head around the field again. Step back. Ha. Careful, ha. Okay, so as we're heading around the field, careful. Okay, so as we're heading around the field, I'm not seeing much difference by adjusting that evener. He's still more aggressive than Ken is at this stage, but probably by the time we get to the end of the field, he'll be better. Oh. How? I cuffed up. There. Okay, so we had a good little exercise for Lady and Bill together. And it's so good to get Lady back to working a little bit. I've got one more hint for you guys that are voting on Lady's weight. And I chose to put this hint at the very end of the video so that only you people that watch the whole video will get to hear this little hint. The hint is, for some reason, maybe because she drank a whole bunch of water the last time when we weighed her up, but for some reason she actually weighs a little bit less than she did that time. So that's one more hint that you have. So good luck guessing on Lady's weight, and we'll tell you next time who the winners are. So you guys have a great day.